UFC Fight Night Emmett versus Murphy. We got it going this Saturday. Not the best of cards. Vegas 105, you know. These Apex cards are awful. What's new? Let's get this. I'm doing a breakdown, okay? First up, Vanessa Demopoulos versus Talita Alencar. Who cares? I don't know. This fight sucks. I'm taking Demopoulos. Let me go to Tapology. Good Lord. Fucking Christ. Yeah, dude. This shit sucks. Holy shit. Neither of these chicks are good. If you want me to be completely brutally honest. Talita Alencar lost to Stephanie Luciano. Coming up on a year now, I'm pretty sure, from when that was. And then Vanessa Demopoulos is just not good either. Emily Ducati, she went to a split decision with her. She just got armbarred in her last fight. This is terrible. I mean, this is embarrassing. Probably the worst fight on the card, to be honest with you. That might not be true. Yeah, that's true. That's true. This fight sucks. I guess we're going, we'll go Vanessa Demopoulos, I guess. Yeah, sure. Victor Henry versus Pedro Falcao. Pedro Falcao is terrible. He thinks he's a wrestler or something, because, like, in his last fight, he shot so many takedowns. I don't think he landed one. Did he land one in that fight? Who did he fight? Yeah, Victor Hugo. How many takedowns did he shoot? He shot a lot of them. I don't think he landed one. It was his debut. Victor Hugo is not good either. Dude, this card is so bad. But on the other side of things, Victor Henry's on a little bit of a skid right now, but he does have more. I think he has a little bit more finishing potential. 15 of his wins are by finish. I think that does hold a little bit of value. He can finish on the feet. He can finish on the ground. I think that gives him a little bit more value. His fight with Charles Jourdain wasn't that terrible. And then if you look before that, he lost to Rafael Assunção, which people might look at as like Rafael Assunção wasn't that bad. That was in 2022. I like the fact that he's turning this around in about 7 months. I'm gonna take Victor Henry, I guess. Who cares? Next up, Loma Lookboonmee versus Estela Nunes. Estela Nunes, how the is she in the UFC still? Riddle me that. This chick sucks. She's so bad. 6-5. And she's in the UFC. And she's 0-4 in the UFC. How in the living is this woman in the UFC still? Not to mention, like, 3 of her losses in the UFC, she's been finished. In women's MMA, she's been finished 3 times out of 4 appearances. How the does that happen? Not to mention, Loma is, like, not bad. Like, she's actually a very competent, good fighter. This is an absolute layup. I'd be so unbelievably surprised if Loma lost this fight. I think that Loma will be in the rankings at some point in her career. I think she's not bad. I think Estela Nunes is just so terrible, dude. This is an absolute layup. So, yeah, we're taking Loma. Next up, Diana Belbita versus Dion Barbosa. Diana Belbita isn't good either. This card is so terrible. Also, again, with these terrible records, she's 15-9, still in the UFC somehow. She's 2-5 in the UFC. How is she still signed? For people who don't know who this chick is, she's the girl who got armbarred by Molly McCann. Molly McCann sucks, and she got mauled. She got meatballed by Molly. Dion Barbosa looks like she's in, like, better shape than me, and I consider myself to be in pretty good shape. She's absolutely shredded. She's built like a 145er in the men's divisions. Being built like a man in women's MMA is usually the differentiator between who wins and loses. Dion Barbosa's resume is actually not bad. She's fought some actually decent competition. Miranda Maverick being her last fight, even though she lost, has name value. So, and she's more technical, rangy. Diana Belbita just has no finishing potential. She got armbarred by Molly McCann. Moving on, Daniel Santos versus Davy Grant. I think Davy Grant is one of the more underrated people in all of the UFC. I hate going against shoot-a-box guys. Am I gonna go against a shoot-a-box guy? Dude, I might pick Davy Grant. Dude, Davy Grant's, like, so sneaky good, and he's so powerful, and he's rangy. He's one of the guys who's just gonna be a 50-50 guy by the end of his UFC. What's his UFC record? He's 7-6. Like, he'll be 500 by the time he retires. The only people that he really loses to are people in the top of the division now, it seems. Daniel Marcos, Chito Vera, Adrian Yanez. I'm going to take Davy Grant. I think he's really underrated. I see him landing a big one. It's going to hurt Daniel Santos. Daniel Santos is not Charles Oliveira. I'm going to take Davy Grant. I don't like picking Davy Grant, I'm going to be honest, because he's lost 6 times in the UFC. But he's underrated, man. I'm going to take him. I'm going to take a chance with an underdog. First, is this the first underdog I've taken on the card, I think? We're going to take a chance with Davy Grant. I think he's actually not bad, and he only seems to lose to the guys up at the top of the division now. So, or not at the top of the division, but very skilled opponents. I don't see that in Daniel Santos. We'll take Davy Grant. Ode Osborne versus Luis Garul. Barn burner here. This fight's going to be awesome. Ode Osborne is the Armin Petrosian of flyweight, if that makes sense. Like, he's not bad, like, from a technical standpoint. He's actually pretty good, but he just can't beat anybody. You know what I mean? He's lost 3 in a row. From what I remember, he had a decent first round against Ronaldo Rodriguez, but he lost to Ronaldo Rodriguez. In the next 2 rounds, he just got worked. And then before that, it's like, he lost to Filio and then Almabayev. But then he took Charles Johnson to a split decision. And it's like, okay, he's actually good, but he's losing. He's the Armin Petrosian of flyweight. But that loss to Ronaldo Rodriguez is too much for me to pick his side. I think Luis Garul is going to get a decision win, probably, because that's the way that it seems Ode Osborne is trending. Luis Garul had a scrappy fight on the Contender Series. Wasn't like a bad performance, wasn't a good performance. I think he can mix in takedowns, work on the ground a little bit, neutralize Ode. I'll say I think he wins by decision. Who cares, dude? This fight sucks. Torres Finney versus Robert Valentin. Torres Finney, for people who don't know, is the guy who fought 3 times in the Contender Series. He kind of ran the gauntlet. He won by sub, won by decision, won by KO or TKO, and he's finally in the UFC. Dana really did not want this guy in the UFC, it seemed. I think he gets a finish. I think that he gets a ground and pound finish. But Robert Valentin, he's not like a slouch. He has a lot of finishing potential, especially in the submission game. Losing to Ryan Loder is just really pathetic to me. I don't see the hype in Ryan Loder, to be honest with you. Torres Finney's a little bit out of shape. He's a little bit out of shape. I'm taking Torres Finney. I think he gets a ground and pound finish in the first or second round. I think he's a little bit too powerful, a little bit too physically imposing for Robert Valentin. I think Torres, being the way smaller guy, it might help him in getting into his entries for takedowns and stuff like that, or getting on the inside for some dirty boxing. We'll take the debut guy. I think he's a decent favorite too, I'm sure. So, next up, we've got Brad Tavares versus GM3. This fight is disgusting because I don't know who to pick. Brad Tavares is notoriously known for defending takedowns, which is kind of GM3's game, is take you down, wear you out, sub you. But if he can't even get you down in the first place, then it's like, what are we doing, you know? The thing that's making me think GM3 will be able to get him down is, or like, maybe not get him down, but win the fight, is because he was having success against De Ridder. If you remember that fight, he was winning that fight. He was winning exchanges, maybe not winning the fight, but he was winning some exchanges against De Ridder before he got, absolutely smoked. Besides the point. I can't take a plus 210 underdog. I did it in the last predictions video. It came back to bite me in the ass because I took CJ Vergara, and then after that I took Dober. Even though I said Manuel Torres was better, I took Drew Dober because I'm an idiot. So I have to take Brad Tavares because he's actually a sizable favorite, and I don't see him getting taken down. I just don't see it. It's his mantra is not getting taken down. I just don't see GM3 getting him down. If he does get him down, he'll probably sub him. And I don't see GM3 hurting him on the feet, really. Even though Tavares can get hurt on the feet, I don't see that happening either. I'm going to take Brad Tavares. I think, what are the community, what do they think about this? They think Meerschaert's going to get a sub. I don't think he can get him down. We'll take Brad Tavares, I guess. Next up, Kennedy Nzechukwu versus Martin Bidet. Martin Bidet is built like a marshmallow. I made a video about the current state of the heavyweight division. If you want to know my thoughts on that, you can watch that video. But yeah, we're taking Kennedy Nzechukwu. I always up the name every time I go to say it. We're taking Kennedy Nzechukwu. He's gonna get an early finish. Martin Bidet's built like a senior citizen, an obese senior citizen. Kennedy Nzechukwu, the one worry that he had was his chin. He was really chinny, especially at light heavyweight. Now that he has the extra weight, I'm not as worried about it. He has a big reach advantage over a lot of these guys still at heavyweight. I'm not as worried about his chin anymore. I'm going to take Kennedy Nzechukwu. He'll get an early finish. First or second round. He's going to TKO him. Cortavius Romeus versus Chung Ho Lee. Card is super fun. I can't wait to watch this. Cortavius Romeus was, he fought in the Contender Series twice. He got fucked up bad the first time he was there. Came back, he looked okay, I guess, after that on his second appearance, and then he lost his debut handedly. Chung Ho Lee's actually a very athletic dude. He fought Long Zhao on the, what card was that? It was like the UFC Saudi card, and Long Zhao's not bad. I think that the athleticism of Chung Ho Lee is going to actually surprise a lot of people. What does the community think about this? They think Chung Ho Lee is going to win the decision or KO, I guess. I think Chung Ho Lee is more athletic. I think he gets in and out of exchanges better. I think he's more well-rounded. I just don't think Cortavius Romeus is very good. The win he got in the Contender Series wasn't impressive. His debut was very lackluster. Chung Ho Lee, we'll take him. I think he gets a decision. I think he just dominates him the whole time. Maybe gets a late finish with a TKO, or maybe he puts him out. I don't know. Who cares? Joe Anderson Brito versus Pat Sabatini. Pat Sabatini is gonna get slept, dude. Joe Anderson Brito is dangerous. He's super powerful. He's super quick too. Dangerous combination of those two things, especially when you're going up against a guy like Pat Sabatini, who has been finished like that before. We saw it when he fought Diego Lopez. We saw it when he fought Damon Jackson. He gets clipped. And Joe Anderson Brito is, he puts people away like that. He just knocks people out. So Pat Sabatini has been doing a lot of grappling events. I just don't think that he'll be able to get him to the ground and choke him out, or I just don't see that happening. Joe Anderson Brito is too good of at denying takedowns. I think he's too polished on the feet. We're gonna take Joe Anderson Brito. I think he gets an early finish. I think he clips Pat Sabatini in the first round and puts him away. Next up, we've got Lerone Murphy and Josh Emmett. I've seen a lot of people saying that Josh Emmett's gonna get a KO. I don't think so. Dan Ige rocked Lerone Murphy pretty bad at one point, I think in the first round when they fought. People are holding value to that and saying like, oh, if Josh connected on that, it would be over. That wouldn't be a shot that Josh would throw though. Yet like the shot that Ige landed on Murphy was very like, it was sneaky. Josh Emmett isn't sneaky like that. He seems to be very predictable and he bites on feints a lot. We saw it when he fought Ilya. Ilya just did whatever the hell he wanted because Josh was biting on every single feint. If you watch that fight back, Ilya would feint a jab to the body and Josh would just drop his hands immediately. Ilya would plug one over the top. It was like, whoa, how'd he land that? It's like, because he dropped his hands because he's a idiot and he's biting on everything. Lerone Murphy's polished. Lerone Murphy can feint his way to a win just like that. I don't think he could put him away because Josh Emmett is hard to put away on the feet, but he is 40 now. He is slowing down. I don't see Lerone Murphy getting caught by like a big overhand. I think Lerone Murphy's too quick on the feet. He's good getting out and away of those big shots. The shot that Ige caught him with was on the inside with Dirty Boxing and he caught him with a hooker, I think it was. Those aren't the shots that Josh Emmett throws. I'm taking Lerone Murphy. I'm surprised that he's actually a favorite. He looks good. He's undefeated. He's been, you know, I took Ige to beat him. He got clipped in the first round and I was like, told you. And then Danny Ige just got worked after that. Lerone Murphy's more well-rounded too. We're going to take Lerone Murphy. Awful card. I apologize, but gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. We gotta make predictions for it. Appreciate you guys for watching. Like and subscribe. 98% of you aren't. What's going on? Help me out. But yeah. Thanks for watching. I think next week is UFC 314 Miami, UFC Miami. We can look forward to that. We got to get these cards out of the way before we can get to the good ones. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.